Today we are going to Farmland Adventures, which is a place that our friends Dwayne and Ludana Parsons own.
You can make corn angels. It's good for burying people too.
Bob, this segment's really corny. Corn snack?
No, no, thank you.
Throughout the fall,
Hey guys, it's Katie from Without a Crystal Ball. Welcome back to my channel. I hope you guys are having a really good day. It is Thursday, September 30th. Oh my gosh, it's the last day of the month. Whoa. How do all these months just like run together? It's Libra season, it's also pumpkin latte season, and Halloween is coming up in October. I love the fall. Welcome back. I hope you're having a great day. We've been talking a lot about Josh Duggar, about the Duggars, about all this stuff going on with the Duggars, and we would be remiss if we didn't talk about Anna. Yesterday, 2 days ago, we did a video about the reactions that so many of you guys had to seeing Anna walk out that courtroom with that big grin on her face. Well, it wasn't a huge grin, but it was like a smirk, a smile, a purse, whatever you want to call it. And a lot of you guys felt like, wow, what is going on with Anna? What is her problem? Why is she standing by Josh? What's going on? I told you about how I spoke to some sources, and my sources said that they were completely and utterly done. They were frustrated with Anna. They'd lost all their respect for Anna, and they were just disappointed in Anna and were no longer sympathetic to her. I did a video explaining to you why I believe this has upset some fans, and I also discussed how there's a lot that goes into play with this IBLP cult that she grew up in, knowing that she is to believe everything that her husband says, that she cannot question things, that she is supposed to trust that people tell the truth, that she is to assume that if Josh tells her something, this is it, right? There's no reason Josh would ever lie to her, even though Josh is a known pathological liar, in my opinion. And his own actions sort of demonstrate that he has a very tough time with the truth. Let's just be honest. This is a man that cheated on her, and he did it for a long time. And there was multiple accounts that he was using to hook up with people. And while he was in DC, who knows how many people he hooked up with. So Anna forgave her husband for all of that and believed her husband was redeemed. And then we saw her walk into court and we were like, Anna, how can you support this? Well, according to the Sun, they spoke to someone close to Anna, and this is what they had to say. They say that Anna is confident that Josh is going to get out of this, that he will not be jailed, and that he will be able to be present at the birth of their 7th child that's coming up in a few weeks. So she's convinced Josh is innocent, 100%. This is what the source said. Anna is convinced Josh will be a free man soon, and he will be able to raise their kids. She should be worried she's going to be alone with 7 children, but she isn't. She also doesn't seem to care what anyone says, if people think she's crazy. Anna is standing by Josh. So she is steadfast in her belief of Josh. She believes that she has met and married her godly husband, that everything her godly husband tells her is the truth, and that there's no reason that her godly husband would lie. Anna sat in the courtroom and obviously heard evidence, or had to have heard evidence, and I don't know how you could hear that and then not think it's somehow true, but denial is a very strong drug. They said this: the family is so religious, they are told it's a sin to lie, so Anna believes everything Josh says. The longer it drags on and the more convinced she is this will all blow over. So because this case started with a raid that happened almost 2 years ago, and because it's taken this long, Anna believes there's nothing to this. Okay, that's interesting logic. They say also that Anna has been spending all of her time at the home that Josh is staying at with his, the home confinement with the Reavers, and she's off in there with the kids. They said this: I really don't think they signed up to have 2 adults and 6 children living in their house. I heard tensions have been high for quite some time. She's been staying overnight with Josh. I think we've already told you that. She's there almost every night. The kids can't live there though. That's the God honest truth. Josh is not allowed to live with the children, and he's not allowed to live with any children. That's why he had to go to home confinement. So if the kids are there, it's only during the day. They're not sleeping there. They can't sleep there. It's not allowed. It's against his probation. But if Anna's there overnight, they certainly did not sign up to have Anna there constantly, and they certainly didn't sign up to have Anna there with the kids constantly either. But they believed that this was their right and their duty as Christians to help God. They also add that the Duggars, that many of the Duggars siblings still believe Josh, although they're starting to have doubts. Well, Dad Jim Bob has been working hard behind the scenes to get him off. He's setting up meetings, paying lawyers and consultants, and doing whatever he can to make sure his son doesn't go to jail. I told you there's a lot going on here. So Anna thinks he's innocent, and so do the kids, a lot of his siblings. And I believe that. I fully believe that a lot of these kids don't want to believe that Josh would do this, and they're going to believe their dad. And I think that because their dad has done such a good job of trying to omit facts in this case and likely not tell them everything, I don't know if these kids are looking at the court records. I don't even know if they have the acumen to consider doing that. I don't know if they even are going to his court hearings. In fact, most of them were out of town on the day of the hearing, and there was no photographs of anyone from the family going in and out of the court. There's been no reports of any of his siblings attending the hearing. So if they stay ignorant and they don't want to see what the government has against Josh, it's not going to be hard to believe that he's innocent, right? Now, Jim Bob is also very strict in his control, and they also have a really good way of playing mental gymnastics. So in this cult, a lot of times when someone gets in trouble or if something bad happens to someone, they will just say that it's a sign of their unwavering faith or their persecution. And so that if something then bad happens to the person that is accusing them of something, or if, in this case, the government is persecuting Josh, and it proves to them that you should not trust the government because the government will lie and fabricate evidence. They can find a way to justify just about everything to make it so that the government is lying about everything. This is all false, to further keep them in a cult mentality of don't trust outsiders, don't trust the court, don't trust law enforcement, don't trust the judge, don't trust anyone. It's all false. It's the government, it was Trump, it was the witnesses, it was all these people. But I think what concerns me the most here is that when you break it down to this, Josh Duggar was willing to effectively try to railroad his brother-in-law's younger brother. So David Waller, who is Priscilla's husband, and Priscilla is the sister of Anna, and Priscilla and Anna are very close. They've been very close their whole lives. David Waller and Priscilla are married. She is pregnant. They already have 5 kids. His youngest brother, Matthew, who I think is just like maybe only 20, 21 years old, is a witness in this case, and he was willing to roll the bus over Matthew. Anna is okay with everyone blaming everyone else, the potential that it might be Matthew, the potential that it might be Randall, more so than believing that it was her husband that did this. And a lot of you guys keep sending me the clips of like all the cases were dismissed, and I'm like, yeah, we already covered that. They did. They dismissed all of the motions have been dismissed except for one. We're waiting on motion 37. When the judge ruled, I told you guys yesterday and the day before that 4 of the 5 motions had been ruled. Motion 37 is still pending, and the judge ordered on Monday that a formal order would be coming. That's where he's going to write out in an order why he's denying each one of these motions. And he will likely in that same motion or in that same order write his decision about motion 37 for a formal order to the court. So he ruled in court, and then he has to back that up with his documentation and his rationalization for why he's denying these things. So those are going to come, and I expect 37 to be denied. So that means Josh is running out of time. And I think the source is right to be fearful that Anna is living in denial and she's going to be alone soon with 7 kids. And she's not going to have a husband that can work, and she's not going to be able to, she's going to have to be fully reliant on other people if she doesn't want to go to work. She's going to have to fully rely on Josh's family or her family if she decides that she's not going to be able to work because she's raising her kids. And it's just a really uncomfortable place for her to be. And she may never wake up. She might, in her mind, feel more convicted to stay with Josh even when he's convicted. So say he ends up going to prison for 10, 12, 20 years. She might stay with him because she's that convicted and believes that this is some sort of justification for, or a test of her faith or a test of her love. They will find a way to make everything about God and bringing them closer to God and making them more faithful in God, and everything that happens out here is a test, or it's something that is persecuting them. Well, if you're about to have a kid, Josh may or may not be able to go to the hospital because guess what? He has restrictions, so I don't know if he's going to be able to go. And she wants him there, and I don't know how that's going to happen. So we'll have to find out. But what are your thoughts about Anna believing that everything's going to be hunky-dory? Tell me in the comments below. Bye, guys.